Hi, comic book fans, and welcome to another SuddenlyComics.com video. It's a Monday night and it's the price variance, and I'm here with everybody's favorite Canadian, Alan. And we are looking at the top Silver Age comic sales last week at Heritage, as curated by Alan, who's admitted he's got no theme this week. He's just gone and picked comics he liked, which is, and giving us a bit of variety. So that's very
hmm
good.
hmm
So we're going to jump right in, and we are going to start with an absolute classic here, Alan.
Yeah. You probably can figure out why this is one of my favorite. I love this book.
Let me think. Is it the moon? I know you like moon covers.
Yeah, and it's Frank Frazetta, so that's another
It
good
is
thing
Frank
about it.
Frazetta.
Yeah, Vampirella #1, first appearance of Vampirella, just a classic cover. He sort of hints at her bat wings in the back, on the reflection on the moon. Just so many cool
Yeah,
things about this
yeah,
book.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is just a really, really classic one. I like how she's standing on the skull and stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a great cover. Great Frank Frazetta cover.
Now, this is
Origins, first
obviously a
appearance of
magazine.
Vampirella. I mean, Vampirella is big. I mean, Vampirella comics come out every week in multiple variant covers from who is it who does them?
Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Dynamite. Yeah. So this is from Warren Publishing, 1969, very end of the Silver Age, but just a classic book. Um,
I just did a big trade with one of my American colleagues.
oh, okay.
But it was about $1,000 trade. My value was mainly in Alan Class comics.
Okay.
And the main thing I'm guessing from him is Vampirella's sort of about 70 issues in the sort of range of
Oh,
10 to 70.
wow. That's actually a really good trade, I think, for
Yeah.
you. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
that's a great collection. I think they're underrated. The problem with Warren Publishing, and this is something that people have to understand, is with most comics, you would get what's called the returns,
Yeah.
where they would either rip the front cover or do something to destroy the comic, and then they would return it and destroy the remainder. Um, so a lot of comics like have return rates of 50%, really
Mhm.
high numbers.
Yeah.
So you know the numbers that survived were pretty low. Um, with Warren Publishing, though, they didn't have returns. Like in the general sense, they would have like their warehouse, and they would keep. So there was actually pretty high numbers of comics that survived. And the print runs were probably around 70,000, just so you
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Vampirella 1 is still a great book.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I've had two copies in my collection at one point, but I only have one left now. But yeah.
Right.
Um,
Anyway, so this 80 sold for 1,800. So Alan, you know about more about
yeah, I thought
Warren.
it was around 1,500 to $2,000 book, so this is in line with that.
Yeah. Um, right. Okay, let's crack on. Let's have a look at this one.
So yeah, you'll see it's pretty high census count, like 1,200. Yeah, that's a pretty high census count uh for this kind of thing. Um,
Alan, just hang on a second. I'm going to edit this out. I just need to give my wife something.
okay, giving her a note.
I've got to give her my Chinese takeaway order.
I
We've
always
got
order chicken chop suey or beef and broccoli.
hot and sour soup, crispy chicken, crispy duck rather, and um, Right, here we go. Just let me give this to my wife and then I'll come back.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
Right,
Okay.
so let's have a look at this one then, Alan. This is in an 8.0. It's not a record, but it's holding up quite well.
Yeah, as I said, I would have figured $1,500 to $2,000 range. So
Yeah.
what's the range on this? Is it what I would think?
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's going from 1500 to 1800 up to 2000.
Yep.
This is COVID over here. And it's doing well versus pre-COVID. Pre-COVID it was about $1,000 book. It's now nearly double that.
Yeah, this is one of those ones where you don't actually see it that often. I mean, it has a not a huge census, but a fairly high census, but it's not one that you see that often. It's kind of like that's why you get this weird like kind of range. Whereas other comics, are a little bit more consistent and you'll have like sort of a, this is the fair market value and it's this specific number. Well, these books are more like all over the place.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, really great one. I love the Vampirella run.
me
It,
too.
it's
Me
just a
too.
really underrated like
They are underrated.
series.
You can pick up the issues other than number one, two, and three. You can pick them up at very reasonable prices in high grades.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Moving on. Oh, Alan, we got Dr. Solar back again.
Yeah. I
What's
mean,
going on with
whenever I
Dr.
see,
Solar?
and this one I was a little bit surprised by because the previous time we had Dr. Solar
It was number
on,
one.
it was a high grade,
It was
right?
9.8, number one.
It
Yeah.
was a 9.8, and it was similar price. I was like, oh, this is a pretty strong sale for some random book and not a 9.8. It's not like maybe it is the highest grade, but I just and it is a cool cover. Like, don't get me
All
wrong,
these
this is like
Dr. Solar covers, as we discussed last time, are painted covers by the great George Wilson, which
yeah.
it fails to say on the CGC label, which annoys me every time we get.
I don't know why they don't. I don't like, it is on the Grand Comics database.
If you're putting something in a CGC slab, the only bloody thing you see is the cover and the back page. So,
Yeah.
I don't want to know who did the internal art particularly, but I would like to know who's cover. All it says is painted cover.
Yeah. Gold Key 1964.
Yeah, and a beautiful poster on the back.
Yeah, so they did this a lot with the Dr. Solars where they would have the Virgin variant on the back basically. And it's quite beautiful. Beautiful art.
Yeah, they are great. And I actually see, Alan, that there's some more Dr. Solar sales here. I mean, this is one of my favorite covers here.
Yeah, that one's really good too.
Uh,
The only reason I picked the one I did, it was a higher sale and a lower grade, which
yeah,
surprised me. I think this is a better cover.
I do.
And
Uh,
it sold for less and it was a higher grade.
yeah. Yeah, I think
So
somebody, I think there's obviously a person out in the market. Or
that's trying to collect all the Dr.
well,
Solar
and
ones.
I bet this is the highest graded.
Yeah. So it was one I just thought was really interesting. That's why it's on the list. I
Well, if
actually
this isn't
really
a record, I'm going to eat my t-shirt.
shorts. Okay. I was doing a Bart Simpson reference. Um, so 25 on the census. Whoa, this is a huge record.
It's
Wow.
enormous. So the last sale of this was last year in March, and it sold for $840. I mean,
Wow.
even
This
that
is
was a good sale because the one before that sold in 2022 for $216. So this has gone 216, 840, 1801. I need to get my
wow.
Dr. Solars out and look to see whether they're
Yeah,
worth grading.
I have a few, but they're all mid-grade. The
I've
problem is
I've got I think I told you last time when I got
you
went
got a
back into
collection. Yeah.
comics just before COVID. This was the first full series I collected. And I collected them because of the covers, and
Hmm.
they were very affordable.
I
So
think it must be a group of collectors, or it has to be at least two people,
it has
right?
to be at least two, yes.
That are going chasing after a high grade Dr. Solar run. Wow, this is a dangerous. By the way, this is like one of the worst things to do is go after a high grade Dr. Solar run or any run. But when you buy a 9.4 and you drive the price up so much, and there's still a 9.6 potential or 9.8 potential out there in the ether of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
comic
Maybe
market.
mine's a 9.6.
Yeah, well, somebody might, get one regraded or find one that's out there in the raw. Um, and they might get a 9.6 or 9.8, and all of a sudden this won't be the highest on the market, and you'll find that the price will drop a lot.
Yeah, well, this is obviously the guy. This well, as you say, there's a couple of people out there buying high grade Dr. Solars.
Yeah, I'm just I'm just shocked. So that's why I was like, this price really stood out in terms of the
Yeah, well, how many times do we see a graph like that at these days since COVID?
yeah, that's a COVID graph.
Yeah,
That's what COVID looked like, people. This is flashbacks. Like, wow, that is crazy. That's like, like the hockey stick that they always talk about.
yeah, yeah.
So the next sale will be in the millions of
I mean, I'm
dollars. Okay.
delighted because I genuinely think these are great comics, and I don't
Oh
think
no, they are cool. Um,
heavily undervalued.
but the
Right,
other thing that's a little bit strange, this is not a one of one. There's eight
there's
graded at
eight of
this.
these.
Why
Imagine if
would you
you're
go?
holding one of the others, you're going, what? Somebody just
What?
paid $1,800. Quick, get it on the market.
Get it on the market, sell it. Yeah, it seems, yeah, somebody overpaid, I think. Like I think somebody overpaid and got, you know, that there is that auction kind of excitement where you kind of bidding up against somebody. Oh, I'll just put a few more dollars. It's just a few more dollars, and I think somebody just
I
way
bet you
overpaid.
Dr. Solar sales on eBay have gone up.
Oh yeah, like usually, like eBay takes whatever this number is and then adds 20 to 30% to it,
Yeah,
and
but
then
even
tries
lower
to.
grade, there won't be many of these out. There was only eight four.
Oh no,
But
yeah, yeah,
if you've got a high grade raw copy, you probably were charging $10 to $20 for it. You're probably
yeah,
charging 30 to 40 for it now.
yeah. Big sale, really cool. I was shocked when I saw it.
Okay, that was a cracker. Right. Mystery in Space 53, the first.
This was another big sale. So the interesting thing is,
Wow.
I'm going to tell you something a little bit about this book. So I was having a conversation with Steven, and this was one of those books that kind of eluded him, a little bit hard to find. But then he found a high grade copy. I think he paid like a few hundred, a couple hundred for it, Um, and I saw a couple sales later where, it was like 7.5 to 9.0 range, those kind of level. Um, and they were a few $100s. So when I saw this sale, I was like, this is not a few $100s.
No.
This
Well, it, it's
this was a
36. It's $3,600. Right.
yeah. So read what's the key about it? I don't
Adam
even think this.
Strange covers and stories begin. I don't think it's the first appearance of Adam Strange, is
No,
it?
it isn't. He appeared in Showcase.
Yeah. Minor costume change for Adam Strange. Infantino art on Adam Strange begins. And what makes this extra special, Alan, is it came out in August 1959. So it is my birthday book.
Oh, very cool. Well, were you the one that spent $3,000 on it?
No.
No. Okay. So I don't. I mean, it's a cool cover.
Although I do actually have a good run of Mystery in Space with Adam Strange. They are the type of things you can pick up in auction in little runs at reasonable prices.
Yeah, as I said,
Unfortunately, I've never managed to lay my hands on a number on this one.
yeah, this is a harder issue to find, but you can find them. They're not like impossible to
No,
find.
they're not.
That's why I was a bit shocked by this price. I think this is going to be a major record.
Well, that could be two in a row then, Alan, if you're right.
Yeah. So $3,600. That's crazy.
No,
Yeah,
it's
it is
not.
it's a technical record, but not a inflationary record.
Correct. Yeah. So
But
this
look at where the point was before. Uh,
it was 12 years ago, the last sale.
yeah, but okay. So I think the previous sale before the 12-year one was an overpay. This book is not that expensive. I can tell you right now. Normally it wasn't. It's like I've
So
seen
you think this one
sales
here in 2011 was too, somebody paid too much for it?
too much for it. Then that next sale
Yeah,
is more in line with where I've seen it be, where it's been selling. What was that? Like
2-2.
2000?
Yeah,
2000? Wow.
2-2. But that's 11, that's 12 years ago. So according to you, we should have doubled since then.
Yeah, but still, this seems like a really high sale for me. I'm just shocked, actually.
Yeah, because Adam
Um,
Strange, we often see some of these with characters who are no longer known. I mean, unless you're a comic collector, you don't know Adam Strange, do you?
yeah, I mean, this is not the highest graded copy.
No.
Um, you know, I just remember other sales being in that few $100 range. Maybe
Well,
I'm,
there's only two at this grade, Alan. There's only two 8.5s out there.
yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit shocked by the price. It's a technical record, maybe not an actual inflationary record, but
Yeah.
I would have thought this was like going to be a huge one. When I saw this price, I was like, "What?"
Yeah,
Um,
they're not that expensive to get these. If you want, and it's a sort of what I'd call a nice Silver Age entry. You can get into these without spending huge amounts of money.
yeah, but this one does go for a
Yeah,
bit
it
more
does go
money,
for more. Yes, it does go for more.
but it's not thousands of dollars. It's more like hundreds of dollars.
No, if I saw a mid-grade, a 44550, maybe a fine in auction for 100 quid, I'd probably go for it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That'd be actually a good deal. But yeah, I'm just surprised by this price.
Yeah,
Um, Actually, can you click on the sales history? I just want to show you what I was seeing.
I can never find the sales history.
There's like recent sales, like search sales.
Oh, there it
It's
is. Yeah, yeah, I've got it.
right there. Yeah. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so here we go. So the last sale was a 3.0 for $150
Yeah.
and a 4.5 for $130. That was a good deal.
Yeah.
A 5.5 for 288.
See what I'm saying? Like a couple $100.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why
Um,
I'm,
this one's not bad. A 6.0 for 312. Those are sort of the sort of prices. A 6.0 for a Silver Age, first Adam Strange. That's the sort of price I expect. So I agree with you. Three
that's
six
why I was
three
shocked.
thousand
It was
six
just,
hundred is out of line with those.
yeah. I mean, I know there is some doubling effect at that high grades, but not this low. Like this is 8.5. It's not a 9. It's not like, I don't know. I was very shocked. I
It's
was
not the
very
highest
shocked.
graded either, is it? So
Yeah.
interesting. Right. There's some
Yeah.
fun stuff going on this week. Let's see if we can continue. Okay, now we've got a classic. Fantastic
Yeah.
448. It's an old. This needs read
This one, so there's a bunch of things with this particular book. Um, One, there was a warehouse find of these books,
Yeah, there
right?
was. Yeah, there's lots of these.
Uh, so there was a lot of like Fantastic Four 48s at our high grade. If you look at the difference between 48 and 49, the census is kind of really weird. It's
Yeah, it's
very
half.
top
The
heavy.
40, the 49s is half the number of 48s.
Yeah, but it's also very top heavy. So like there's a lot of high grade copies of 48 versus like
Yeah,
in 49,
yeah.
there's not that many high grade. Um, but this is, in my opinion, the first appearance of both Silver Surfer and Galactus. I mean, there's a 2-page spread of Galactus in this book. I just feel like it's the first appearance of Galactus. He's on the cover in terms of his name. I feel like this is underrated as being the first appearance of Galactus. They say cameo,
Well, it doesn't say
but
that here. It says first appearance Silver Surfer and Galactus.
oh, okay. The modern slabs will say it's cameo Galactus.
Yeah.
So that's another cool thing about this old slab. You get it to say the proper thing. Um,
It does look good, I have to say.
it's a very solid copy. Yeah,
That may
beautiful
well be
copy.
worth. That may well be worth.
The only thing I see, if you go up top, like I'm very good at spotting flaws. I drive my wife nuts with that. But right at the edge there where it says
Yeah,
magazine, there's
yeah,
a little bit of
yeah. There is.
breakingness, and
Yeah,
in the corner.
yeah. Well, that's why it's a
So
9.0, not higher.
yeah, but
Right. So this sold for 5280. I think that's probably about right, isn't it?
I think it's a little low, but you'll see. We'll see. So this is another one where there's movie spec around this. But these high grade ones, as I said, are really common. Like it's just so weird.
So the last two of these have sold for exactly the same price.
Okay, so
The
it's
previous
basically
sale
just
was
confirming.
5280 as well.
Ignore the mountain before all this, by the way.
Right.
That
So the
COVID, it's
pre-COVID
like,
price was 54. So
oh, it's actually gone down,
it's actually just below pre-COVID price.
which is kind of interesting because I'm going to go see like as we're filming this, I'm going to be seeing the Fantastic Four movie tonight.
Oh, you're seeing it tonight. I'm seeing it on Wednesday with my son.
Okay, and I'm seeing it with my son too. Um, and I've heard good things about it.
Yeah,
So if it turns out to be a good movie,
yeah.
maybe this is actually the time to buy this
I
book.
think this is the time to buy because I think the movie is getting generally good reviews from both critics and fans.
Fans, yeah. Actually, some of the critics that I watch that hate, they seem to really put a hate on for like superhero movies.
Yeah,
I actually all gave it positive reviews.
yeah,
I was like, oh, that's interesting.
yeah. Same
Even
here.
like those same critics really don't like, the female swaps, that,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and they were like, oh, it bothered them, but it wasn't a deal breaker.
yeah.
So that's a good sign. But look at the census on this book.
Yeah,
It is
it's
crazy.
10,500. It's enormous.
That is high even for Marvel.
Yeah, it is.
Usually Silver Age books, it's like 3,000, maybe five on the high end, but 10,000? This was a big warehouse find, and that's the problem. It should be a more valuable book, but there was a
I'm
huge
surprised
find
it
of it.
is as valuable as it is with that number, Alan. I suppose it's the demand.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Let's see. I mean, yeah, it's a lowish price. It's lower
Yeah.
than pre-COVID, and that is the problem with these large numbers here.
Hmm.
Um, you know, we've seen this before with a lot of Marvel comics with high numbers.
It's really hard to get like that
Yeah,
increase in
yeah. There's a
price.
lot
Yeah.
of copies of these out there. So, if the price even starts to come up, they come onto the market and pull it back down again.
Yeah. And the other thing is like, you can always wait on it. So if you feel like I don't want to pay 5,000 for this, I want to pay a little less,
Yeah.
you can just wait.
Something's going to come up next
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so what's the next book on the list?
Right, the final book on the list is Incredible Hulk. I love this cover, by the way. I've always liked this cover. Incredible Hulk #2, the first
And
Green Hulk.
first Green Hulk. And that's actually kind of a cool thing. And it's the first Toadman as well. So that's another
Absolutely, the first Toadman.
um, you know, kind of yeah, a very typical story too, actually, in this one. Aliens come to Earth, they meet the typical greatest hero from Earth, and they get scared and leave and never come back. There's like the Thor story is the same way. There's like so many stories. This story, but yeah, but it is the first Green Hulk, which makes it a cool book.
It does indeed. Very good. Right, so what did this sell for? 7,800.
It seems
I
reasonable. I'm not sure. Like
think it's reasonable. It won't be up at the COVID levels, but it sounds okay.
I think mine's a 2.0, and I think I paid 1,000 for it. So you would expect, you know,
Yeah, okay, let's have a look.
it's probably down from Like we got
It's
the
holding up very well, Alan.
actually it's really holding its value, which compared to like, it's not like that mountain and then just a complete
No, it's not.
flip.
It's not collapsed from COVID. This
Yeah.
there's the COVID price 10.2, and we've seen lots of comics at half that.
Or
Uh,
even like
this one is
90% of that.
this one's still at 75% of its COVID value, which is good. And you can see one of the reasons why, and it's here in the numbers. Whereas there were 10,000 something of that Fantastic Four, there's only 1,600 of this. You know,
Yeah. It's a much more reasonable number. What was the pre-COVID price on this one?
it's difficult to say because there was a sale in November 2020, which is probably COVID.
That's totally COVID,
But
yeah.
the one sale before that was 4 years earlier.
Oh, okay. So really hard to say.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Yeah, so all those are COVID sales. Okay. But it looks like actually if you look at the trend line on this, this is way up on that overall trend line.
Yeah, it is. It's very good. As I say, a lot of comics like this are half their COVID peak. This is sitting at 78% of its COVID peak, which is good.
Yeah, which is very strong. Yeah. So yeah, really cool book. I believe it's Stan Lee's story and Jack Kirby cover.
Yeah. No,
Who did the cover?
cover Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko working as in tandem.
Okay, and who did the story?
Story is Stan Lee.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Now you
Well,
said
okay,
Jack Kirby,
okay.
you forgot Steve Ditko.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Wow, people get me on these little details. Okay.
I mean,
Okay, yeah, Steve Ditko
is a
and
that is a combined
Jack
effort.
Kirby.
There's the
Okay.
so
Yeah, I can see the little
Steve
Ditko-y things,
Ditko has
yes.
ensured that Jack Kirby did not put trilbies on the Toadmen.
Yes, actually, it would have been funny if he put like the fedora hats on them. That's so Kirby, right? That was, oh, by the way, that was one other quick note about the Fantastic Four movie. I heard that it's very Kirby, that they really had a very Kirby feel to it.
Yeah,
So another
yeah.
thing that I think bodes
I've
well.
seen a couple of reviews saying it's the most comic book movie that Marvel have done for ages.
If you go back in my videos, there's a video where I get really, really sad about just the state of movies and the state of comics. And one of the things that I said is all they have to do, and it's not even that hard to change the whole thing, make it a success, make movies success, make comics a success, is go back to the source material. Go back to the original comics that people loved. That's it. If that's what they did with this new movie, I think they'll be successful.
Well, I think it already has been successful, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so that is it for this week. Alan and I are both going off to watch the Fantastic Four movie this week. Got high hopes. Alan will
Mhm.
probably come back and start moaning about all sorts of stuff like submarines being battles on top of submarines or, flying cars or something. Cars don't fly. That's very silly. Right. So we'll see what he has to say when he's seen the movie. Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll
That
do
is
my
it.
review.
We'll be back next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.